Hello and welcome to another Sebas Foods vlog. Today I'm going to make stromboli. Cheese steak stromboli is the famous recipe in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to attempt that today. It's my first time making it, and I'm actually going to make it from scratch, meaning I'm going to make the pizza base myself. So first off, I'm going to be using fresh yeast for the recipe. I'm going to add some sugar to the yeast, 15 mils of sugar, and that's just to get the yeast activated. Stir it together until it becomes a liquid. See there, it's liquefying. So to that mixture, the yeast and sugar, I'm going to add 100 mils of warm water. 100 mils to the yeast mixture. Okay, just set that aside. So now I'm going to add the flour. I'm going to add 7 spoonfuls. That's a 100 ml spoon. I'm going to add 7 of these. That's 7 spoonfuls. Now I'm going to add another 15 ml of sugar and 1 teaspoonful of salt. I'm also going to add some oil. You can use olive oil or vegetable oil. Just mix the sugar and the salt in. About, I would say, that much. And then add the yeast mixture. Stir it up a bit more. And then add 200 ml more of warm water. Then just mix it all in. If it's too dry, then just add more water as required. So I'm mixing it with a fork first. Just try and incorporate it all in together with the fork, and then use your hands. I would need a little bit more water, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. So the dough should actually clean the sides of your bowl, whichever bowl you're using, and that's when you know you've got a good dough made. So you can leave the bowl and work the dough on the table. Knead the dough for about 5 minutes. It can get a bit sticky, so you can flour the surface. So knead it until you get a nice smooth ball. And then you're going to put it back in the pan, but you're going to grease the pan first, a little bit of oil. And then I'm going to cover it with a tea towel, and I'm just going to leave it in this warm kitchen for 1 hour till it rises. In the meantime, I'm going to make the actual filling for the stromboli, which is beef, and that's probably about 600 grams of beef, some onions and green peppers. That's the ingredients for the cheese steak, is green peppers only and white onions. I seasoned the beef yesterday, so it's overnight seasoned, and that's just with meat seasoning, salt and pepper and cayenne pepper. Yeah, just gonna take a few bits and just slice them up. So, and there you have it, just smaller pieces than normal big chunks, so easy to cut that up. So, now I'm going to heat the pan. Heat the pan with some vegetable oil. You don't need a lot because the beef is quite fatty. Just wait for that to heat up. So now the oil is hot, I'm just going to add the meat to the oil. So while that is browning, I'm going to chop the onions and the peppers. There's no real right way to chop this onion for the stromboli. I'm going to do it in as big chunks as possible, not too big and not too small. Take out the seeds. And again, not too small and not too big. nice and brown. I'm going to strain the juice off the beef. I'm going to add a little bit more oil, and then I'm going to add the onions and the peppers. So to taste, you can add a little bit more seasoning if you like. You can also add a stock cube, a beef stock cube to the ingredients to make it more flavourful. I'm just going to add a bit more salt and pepper and some meat seasoning that I have. A little pepper and salt, some of the meat seasoning, and I'm also going to add some onion salt, and some garlic powder. Now you don't need too much salt for this recipe, because also in the stromboli is mozzarella cheese, and that's quite salty cheese, so you don't need a lot of salt in this recipe. So just mix it in, and then I'm going to turn the heat down to about 3. I'm going to cover it, and then it's just going to cook down until the pizza dough is ready. So the beef should be nice and tender. When I come back in about 20 minutes, that should be ready and ready to go in the pizza dough. So people, it's been approximately 20 minutes. I'm just going to check if the beef is tender. And yes, it's ready. I still have about 20 minutes to wait for the dough to rise. So I'm just going to turn the stove off. It's going to cover it back up again. And that's just going to cool for 20 minutes, or just cook out for 20 minutes until the dough is ready. So people, it's been an hour now and the dough has risen. As you can see, almost double in size. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this tray here to put the actual stromboli on. I'm just going to cover it with some baking paper. there for a moment. I'm actually going to make an egg wash as well, so that's just to put over the pizza dough when it's made. So an egg wash is just 1 egg, just set that aside. Make sure the surface is clean because I'm going to be rolling out the dough. And this is warm, so it's actually ready to go into the dough mixture. So it's not too cool, but it's just at warm temperature, but it's still okay to put in. So just got the mozzarella cheese here. This is already, I bought this already grated mozzarella. So that's going to go on top of the beef mixture inside the pizza dough. So get everything ready there. Take out the dough. Just punch it down. That's taking all the air out the dough. Don't really need the rolling pin. You can just do it with your hands. I'm actually going to cut some away because I believe it's going to be too much dough. And that can be used for anything else, something else. So now I'm going to use the rolling pin and I'm going to pick up the dough and I'm going to place it on the tray. And there we have it. It's a good size, same size as the tray. And now I'm going to place the beef mixture with the onions and the peppers in the middle of this dough. So now I'm just going to even the mixture out a bit. And then I'm going to add mozzarella cheese. So it is actually like a pizza roll, you could say. So now I'm going to start folding it. So I'm going to fold that one in. Fold this side over. And this side over. Just stretch it a little. So I need this crease to be on the bottom side of the dough. So I'm just going to use the greaseproof paper, and there you go. Move it in the middle a little bit. Try not to tear the dough. And there we have it, our stromboli. So, as earlier, you see me crack the egg and just mix it with the fork. So I'm just going to brush that over the pastry. And this is just to give it a nice brown colour. It's not essential to use it. If you're allergic to eggs, then you don't have to use it. So that's nice and brushed. And now I'm just going to score about 5 diagonal marks into the top of the pastry, just like so. And now it's ready to go into the oven. I'm going to put the oven on 180. And it should take about 15 to 20 minutes to bake. We just need the dough to bake because everything else inside it is actually cooked, and then it's ready to eat. So, welcome back. The stromboli has been in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes and now it's ready. So, just watch me take it out. There you go, it's nice and golden brown and it's ready to eat. Just place it there. So I've got my serrated knife. It's better to do it with a serrated knife. Probably get about 5 portions out of here because they're not very tiny portions as some people do them. Traditionally it's very big portions. So I'm just going to cut one slice here so you can see inside. That's about a good portion. And take another slice into it. Just get my plate here. And there you have it, all that meat, cheese, onion and peppers inside. Just going to place it on my plate. So that's about the right size you should get or cut out of the stromboli. It's looking lovely. I can already taste it. It's served by itself, but you could also maybe have fries with it or maybe salad. It's totally up to you, but traditionally it's served alone. So there you have it. That's my recipe for Philadelphia cheesesteak stromboli. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please stay tuned for more recipes. Until next time.